Hello students, good morning and welcome to the session of EVS 2. In this session we are going to continue with Geography lesson number 14, Transport. In the last video we have completed the first part. Now we'll continue with the second part. In the first part of this chapter we were in the ending, we were watching this pics, correct? Now with these images, as I have told you in the previous session, that what do you see in this picture? Children are standing on the footpath near the zebra crossing. They want to cross the road, right? But they cannot stand properly. Something is disturbing them. One of the boys rubbing the eyes. This girl is also getting disturbed, closing her ears. What are they disturbed because of? What they are disturbed because of the noise pollution and air pollution which is caused by the vehicles, right? Then another picture we were discussing about, what do you see in another picture? There is a main road. On the divider, different types of plants are there. And there are plants far away also. But you see a big difference between the plants which is nearby and the plants which is far away of the road. Now what is that difference? The difference is the nearby plants which is on the divider is pale, yellowish color. They become pale, fully dried, correct? No life. It seems that they are almost died, correct? But the plants which is far away from the road is lively. They are fully greenish color, looking live, correct? They are looking fresh. So let's see what is given over here related to the picture. Study the pictures and note the answers to the following. Where have the children stopped? So where the children stopped? On the zebra crossing. Why have they stopped there? Because they wanted to cross the road. What are the children doing? What are they doing? One of the children is rubbing eyes. One of the girl is closing her ears. Then this child is also getting disturbed because of noise. What is troubling them? So what is troubling them? Noise pollution and air pollution. Now here the question related to second picture. State the difference between the plants close to the road and those far away from the road, based on the following points. So what are the points we have to notice? First, freshness of leaves. Which leaves you see more fresh? This one or this one? This one, which is far away from the road. Color of leaves. The color of leaves is, which is on the divider nearby road, is pale yellow, brownish color. Far away from the road, green color. Then appearance of plants. How do the plants look? How lively they are looking. So the plants far away from the road are looking very lively, very fresh, whereas the plants on the divider are pale yellow, almost dried, fully dried, correct? So from the observation above, you must have realized that there is constant traffic on busy roads. On road there is a constant traffic, right? That due to the burning of fuel in the vehicles, they constantly emit smoke and some poisonous gases. Continuously, when the vehicles are moving, continuously they are emitting smoke. Emitting means giving out smoke, poisonous gas, okay, which creates pollution. These gases mainly include which gas? They are leaving which gas? They emit which gas? Vehicles. The gases are carbon monoxide, nitrogen dioxide and sulfur dioxide. Clear? Which gas they are emitting? These are the gases mainly include carbon monoxide, nitrogen dioxide and sulfur dioxide. Clear? Similarly, minute particles of carbon and lead are also released into the air. And all these things, these gases and these particles are very, very harmful for the health of human beings and also for the animals. Okay. An excess of these substances lowers the quality of air in the environment. When do we say that air is polluted? When these things, these gases and carbon and lead increases in the air, the quantity of these things increases in the air, and the good gas like oxygen decreases, then we say that the air is polluted. Okay, because of these things getting mixed in the air, they decrease the quality of air in the environment, and this is what we call air pollution. Clear, everybody? Now, air pollution affects animals and plants in the following ways. So, the pollution not only affects human beings, it also affects animals and plants. Now, how they affect animals and plants? Let's see. So, the effects of pollution on animals and plants is what? First, trachea, lung and eye disorders. Example, burning of the eyes. This is the problem the pollution is creating to the animals. Okay, they have eye disorder, burning of the eyes, lung problem and trachea. Okay, then second, the leaves of plants shrivel up and fall. On the plants, how does it affect? The plant's leaves get shrivel up, they become dried and they fall very easily. Sprouts get scorched, their roots are getting scorched. The growth and development of plant is affected adversely. The plant does not grow properly, okay, and their growth and freshness is affected a lot because of pollution. Then what is the third one? Constant traffic through forest areas can harm the habitat of plants and animals living there. If the lot of traffic is there on the road which is very nearby the forest, so it harms the plants and animals living over there in the forest. Okay, the wild animals in these forests begin to migrate elsewhere, and because of the noise and air pollution created by the vehicles nearby the forest, so the wild animals, because of the noise, they cannot bear the noise of the vehicles, they start migrating from the forest area to another area. Okay, then what is the last one? The constant sounds of vehicles create noise on a large scale. Lot of noise pollution they create, and it causes ill effects such as restlessness on the animals. These are the problems they face. What problems they face? Restlessness. Then irritability. They become irritable. Then what is the next one? Headaches. Lack of concentration. Psychological disorders, etc. These are the problems faced by human beings also. Those who live nearby main road area where constant traffics are there whole day, which creates lot of noise pollution and air pollution. So even human beings face all these problems: restlessness, irritability, headache, lack of concentration. People cannot concentrate. For example, if you are sitting at your home and studying and continuously noise is coming from outside, can you concentrate? No, it's not possible to concentrate, correct? And psychological disorders. Sometimes people become so much of irritable, sometimes they become so irritated, very much angry, they shout and unnecessarily they show anger on others. That shows psychological disorders created by noise and air pollution. If there are traffic jams, air and noise pollution in that area increases. Continuous moving of the traffic leads to air and noise pollution, but the more worse is traffic jams, because continuously in the traffic jams the vehicles keep on honking, correct? They keep on make noise. Traffic accidents cause injuries, deaths and damage to the vehicles. Plus another problem with the traffic is accidents. Because of accidents, what happened? Many times it gives a very bad injuries. Sometimes it leads to accident, leads to death also, and vehicles is also getting damaged. So these are the various disadvantages of vehicles. Clear? Now I have a class discussion on the harmful effects of transportation that have to do in the class. Now let's begin with this side. From this, we realize that we should cultivate habits such as walking short distances. So we should try, if we are going somewhere nearby, we should go by walk, or either we can use our bicycle for little bit longer distance. What will happen if we will opt for walking and bicycle? In this way, we can avoid the use of fuel burning vehicles. At least for a shorter distance, we can go by walk or by bicycle, and we can use less fuel and reduce pollution. At other times, using public or private transport can save time and effort. If you are going alone somewhere, you have your own car, but you are going alone. So if you are going alone, you can go by bus also, train also, correct? It is not necessary for you to use your private vehicle. If you will opt for the public vehicle, it will save our earth, means you will help in doing less pollution, correct? So most of the time, instead of when we are going alone, you should opt for public vehicles instead of private transport. In this way, we can reduce the severity of the harmful effects of transportation. The following are some more remedies for reducing pollution. How we can reduce pollution as an individual or as a citizen of the country. So the first is given, using fuels that cause less pollution. We should use such fuels which creates less pollution. Then second, timely maintenance and repair of vehicles. If we have vehicle, we should repair it timely. Time and again we should give the vehicle for servicing. Okay. Then the third one is using public transport as far as possible. As I told, if we are going alone, not with the family, so we can go by public transport instead of going by private one. Then what is the fourth one? Using private vehicles only when necessary. Only when it is required, then only we should use private vehicles. Otherwise, we should always opt for public vehicles. Then what is the fifth one given? Planting trees, especially indigenous or local varieties like banyan, peepal, neem, karanj, etc. Okay, we should plant trees, especially which one? Different varieties. Like which varieties are given over here? Banyan, peepal, neem, karanj, etc. Now why this type of plants we should grow? Why the stress is given on this kind of plants? Because these trees adapt easily to the local environment. These trees does not require any special support, any special care. Okay, they grow very easily anywhere in the environment, and also help in enhancing biodiversity. They help in reducing pollution, plus they grow very easily anywhere, any place. They grow fast. That's why these plants are preferred to grow. Okay. Then what is the sixth one? Avoiding fuels that cause pollution. We should avoid such fuels which is causing pollution like petrol and diesel. Then what we can opt for? We should use fuels such as LPG or CNG. What is the full form of LPG? Liquid petroleum gas. CNG, compressed natural gas. So instead of using petrol and diesel, we should opt for these gases which does not create pollution or very less pollution. Okay. Now in this picture you can see that the car is filling CNG gas in the vehicle, correct? Now our environment is sensitive. Always remember we have to remember always that our environment is very sensitive. That is why pollution has destructive effects on it. Pollution has a very bad effect on our environment. These effects are harmful for all living things, including us. Okay? Means the pollution gives bad effects not only on plants, not only on animals, but also on human beings. It is very necessary to prevent pollution. So that's why it is our duty to prevent pollution, because we are the only one who creates pollution, right? Now in the next picture you see the boats. What is given? Let us see what is the information given related to this. In this modern times, we use cars, ships and aeroplanes that run on fuel. In the olden days, ships did not use such engines. This is the ship. It does not use any engine. They had sails which helped to use the force of the wind. These things you see, the big bamboos and the cloths are there. This is called sails. So earlier on the ship, they don't have any kind of machinery. They don't have to use any fuel. The ship used to sail with the help of this sails. Okay. With the help of wind, they used to move from one place to another. They were called sailing ship. What is the name of this ship? Sailing ship. In those days, people traveled all over the world on this ship. And on this ship, people used to travel in those days, in the olden days, from one part of the world to the other part of the world. So that means only using fuel is not necessary. We can opt for the another option also. Now let's see the advantages of using a bicycle given over here. What is the advantages of using a bicycle? First one, you are getting physical exercise when you are riding a bicycle. Second, small loads you can put on the back instead of carrying it on the back. Small loads can also be carried, correct? You can carry on your bicycle small loads. It does not cause any pollution. It is self-reliance. You don't have to wait for anyone. You don't have, for bus also you have to wait. For other vehicles you have to wait. For if you have your private vehicle, you have to go for filling petrol and diesel, right? But here in the bicycle, no need of anything. Whenever you want to go anywhere, immediately you can take your bicycle and start with that, correct? It saves time. Like other vehicles, bicycle saves time. Can be stored in a small place. Like other vehicles, it does not require a big place. It can be stored in a very small area. It saves money. No need to spend any kind of money for servicing, for petrol or anything, right? Less crowding of vehicles on the street. Because of bicycle, there are no traffic jams, no crowd. Bicycle does not create any kind of traffic jam also. So these are some of the advantages of using bicycle. So what's the solution? Let's see over here. Here one of the example is given and the solution is asked. Let's see what is the example. Rohan and Sanya always walk to school. Their school is 30 minutes away from their house. Okay. There is a cultural function at their school today. Their grandmother will accompany them to the function. Grandmother is also going with them. But she gets tired easily because of her age. But she is old, that's why she cannot walk half an hour. That's why, which of the option listed below would you suggest for taking her to school? So, which option you can go for if you want to take your granny to the function? Walking, auto rickshaw, bus, scooter or car. Which one you will opt for? Walking? No, she cannot walk that much. Auto rickshaw? Yes, you can opt for that. Bus? Yes, you can opt for that. Scooter, 3 people cannot go on the scooter. If you have your private vehicle, car, that also you can opt for, correct? Now what we have learned in this chapter? So there are 4 important points we have learned in this chapter. First one, the beneficial and harmful effects of transportation, the advantages and disadvantages of transportation. Then judicious use of means of transport, how we can use our means of transport judiciously. Judiciously means in a proper manner. Then the danger to nature due to the pollution caused by various means of transport. How transportation is danger to our environment. Then remedies for various types of pollution. How we can reduce pollution. These are the important points we have learned in this chapter. Now we'll continue with the next chapter in the next video. Till then, take care.